Yahoo!
Hey, I'm back. Uhu. And I'm back with Mr. Freckles after 6 months, lol. Sorry for those who waited for this part of the series and for those waiting for the next part of the Tangled one. I was looking my notes, and then read what I already has righted and boom. The inspiration came again. And I really love this series, so I wanted to finish it and I'm even making it one part longer than planned. Oh, and I'm writing another one, with a foursome this time hehe. I'm finally have more free time, so I will post more often. I hope you enjoy. A couple hours earlier, Tsukishima was getting of the gym. He wasn't totally tired, his body could go for a bit more practice. But his mind no. It was just a club that wouldn't change anything about his life, why should him be so dedicated? There's no sense on it. Haikyuu. Karasuno. He stopped waking, looking at his right. The one calling him was Kuroo Tetsuro, the stupid Nakoma captain that, maybe, he has a crush on. The key word is maybe. Because Tsukishima had never liked someone before and have no ideas of what it's like to have a crush on someone. And he wasn't a totally asshole to ask Yamaguchi. Would ya jump some block for us? Tsukishima frowned, but didn't want to be a rude brat, so he took a breath before speaking. Why not someone from Fukurodani? The Fukurodani setter walk in, if he remember right, his name was Akashi. There's no limit to Bakudo-san's spiking pratic, so everyone runs away pretty quickly. It made him want to run away. And of course, the roster notice. He may not look like it. He pointed to Bakudo. But this guy's one of the top 5 spiker in the country. Tsukishima swears he wasn't thinking on a brat answer just to get his attention. Besides, if you're a middle blocker, you should pratic you block a bit more. Okay, that pissed him. And maybe, it was a plan from the Nakoma captain to spend some time with the cute glasses boy from Karasuno. But he wasn't planning to pisses him off when he talked of how Tsukishima's block sucked. To Kuroo's defense was Bakudo who started. Yamaguchi Tadashi. Kuroo fainted for 2 minutes, but it looked like 4 hours. After waking him up, sit him down and listen to how he annoyed Tsukishima and watch him whimper. Kenma laughed in his face. Look Kuroo-san, just continue asking him to play, okay? But what if he will accept? Tasuki doesn't like when the true is snap at his face, but he needs to hear it he wants to play, to be good at it. But something's happened in the past and, well, it hit hard, ya know. In a game. Like Asahi-san. More like familiar drama. I want to talk with him, but he won't listen if he don't want to, so call him to play. I know that it will be enough to crack that stupid phrase. Kuroo smiled, nodding his head. Okay, so, if I ask him to go out after practice, what's the chances he will laugh at my face? Yamaguchi giggled. That depends, where y'all want to take him. Kuroo opened his mouth, and then closed. I have no idea. They laughed at him, Yachi almost falled. He likes desserts. There's a cafe down the street. That's perfect. Tasuki loves strawberry cake. But I don't think we can get at the school. They got silent, thinking again. But I can order. Oh. Do it at lunchtime. Yeah. Everyone will be in the cafeteria, so ya can make like, a picnic. I will tell Yaku-san that Lev is lacking on his receiving again. He will not mess it up. Kuroo smiled. Okay, thanks guys. He got up and clapped hands. Time to sleep. Come on, Daichi is looking for ya. They got up and walked back. Kuroo gave them to Daichi and offered himself to take Yachi to the girls' room. As Yachi accept, Daichi let them go. Most of the team was already asleep. It took only 5 for Yamaguchi to be laid down on the futon, thinking about Oikawa. Afraid he would be sad because of the sudden hang-up. It's just been some weeks. Why I'm falling so quick. But, was I really in love with Tasuki? That's something he thought for a long time. He never understand if he really liked Tsukishima as a lover, but he thought that yes, he did. Did for years when they're younger. He confessed because it looked right, even been scared, but he was really in love that day. Or the one before it. Or the week before. The months. The year. He almost snorted loudly, for sure it would disturb the others who had just laid down and Tsukishima himself at his side. Maybe he shouldn't focus on that, if he loved Tsukishima or not. It was a obvious yes, the way may be different now. Well, it was. Maybe he should focus if he liked Oikawa Toru now or not, and if it was worth trying. I should text him, right? He take his phone from under his pillow, and started clicking frenetically. Yamaguchi. Go yo sleep. Shuga mumbles by his other side. Sorry, Shuga-san, it's the light. Yeah. Just finished it and go to sleep, okay? Okay, sorry. I will be quick. Shuga nodded, turning on his futon and sighing. Yama's phone. Pretikawa chat. Oikawa-san, I'm sorry for hanging up. It wasn't you fault. I promise it wasn't. I panicked and hung up. I'm sorry. I think you pretty. Gorgeous actually. And yeah, I think I like you. The feel is here, I can't deny it. But I need time to figure all that out. Because confused people hurt amazing people. And I don't want to hurt you because I can't understand myself and my feelings. And you're probably sleeping by now, but I couldn't sleep if I didn't send this to you. So, I like you. A lot actually. If you like me back for some unknown reason, could we go slow? After that, Yamaguchi sighed and turned his phone off, put it under his pillow and crumbled in his sheets, his heart beating fast and so hard inside his chest it hurt. Yamaguchi took a deep breath, 2 times, and forced himself to sleep. Oikawa Toru. Iwaizumi gave him medicine, food, took care of Takaru and made him go to sleep. All of that happened because one person. Yamaguchi Tadashi. The boy from Karasuno. The anxious pinch server. The cute pinch server. The boy with freckles like they're on Constellation. The boy with the prettiest smile Oikawa ever seen. The boy he was so badly in love with. The same boy that just hunged up on him 30 minutes earlier, probably his own fault. Knowing Tadashi, he was just too embarrassed to say anything and panicked, or it was what Oikawa was trying to believe, because he didn't want to think that Yamaguchi was hating him for everything he said, it would make him cry. So of course, he couldn't sleep. Oikawa was looking to the ceiling, thinking if he should send a message or not. But then, his phone beeped. A lot of times, for long 5 minutes. At first, Toru thought it was from the Team GC, but it stopped so abruptly that made him concerned, so he didn't took longer before grab his phone and see the name on the screen. Mr. Freckles. 20 messages. He immediately click on it, reading all of it in a blink of an eye. And of course, he screamed. 2 minutes later, Iwaizumi run into his room, widen eyes, mess hair, half asleep. Where's the cockroach? Oikawa could just show him the phone. Iwaizumi needed a bit of time to read everything, and after it, he buffed, annoyed. Don't scare me like that. Sorry, Iwa-chan. You know that I have only been in love one time and. It's just that I wasn't expecting an. Yeah, I know. Or thought he still liked glasses, right? Of course. It's barely 2 months. It's impossible for him to. I thought I liked ya once. That made Toru stop, mortified. What? We're young. Or so. Pretty. Satoru, I think. I was confused for a long time, but I came to the conclusion I just admired ya. On volleyball, on school, determination. I mixed up things, maybe this was what happened to him. He already said, he needs time to figure out. But the year is ending, I'm going to. I know, and he needs to know. He needs to make that decision himself. And he needs an answer too. He points to Oikawa's phone. Toru got silent. He was against the idea of dating Yamaguchi at first because he was not only a 3rd year, but going to Argentina next April. But, yeah, Iwa was right. First he needed to give Yamaguchi an answer for the confession, and then, they could talk about the whole Argentina thing. Suddenly, his eyes brightened something that was well known by Iwaizumi, and he didn't like it. Don't ya dar. Useless. Toru was already up and taking a small suitcase from his closet, looking at his phone for train tickets. Oh, come on. Just for the morning. We have practice, Shirikawa. And, I wasn't going anywhere, my knee is hurt remember. Any of y'all would let me practice. Iwa couldn't go against that. There's no school, he was hurt so he wouldn't go to practice. But there's still a lot of other problems in that plan. Are you forgetting he's at a training camp? You can't just go there. Toru stopped, froing. He really forgot that super important thing. Shit, what do I do? Iwaizumi sighed. Right now. Go to sleep. What? Look, there's no point on going there so early in the morning. Take a good night of sleep. Wake normally, pack your things, tell old sis where you're going. But, Iwa. It's only an hour and a half by train. Go after lunch and arrive near the end of the day. Oikawa bit his lip, crossing arms and thinking. Sometimes he could be really stubborn and a bit of a brat, but Iwaizumi knew how to deal with Oikawa very well. He just need to negotiate. Because he wouldn't change his mind. He took 5 minutes of thoughts before rumming in agreement. Fine. But I'm gonna pack, right now. And I want to buy the ticket. Iwaizumi smiled, nodding. Alright, but after sleep. Toru nodded, annoyed, but didn't say anything else against it. He made Iwaizumi sat in the bed and look train tickets after lunchtime for the next day with him. In the next morning, Yamaguchi Tadashi. He took a deep breath into his lungs. He was so tired and it wasn't even lunchtime. Ukai put him in court today. It was just for a few minutes, for the sake. Tadashi remembered what he had been training with Shimada-san and especially the words of a certain lifter and unnerving smile stating that he could do it. It definitely wasn't a disaster. Having the serve got up at Yaku Morisuke's receive was more than expected. It was true that he was getting better at his float serve, but not enough to trick the libero of Neko. And they got a lot of punishment too. Fortunately, it was break time. Everyone. The parents of Shizen gave us watermelon. The managers have plates with pieces of watermelon, sweet and cold watermelon. The player screamed in excitement. Hinata by his side was jumping in happiness. They too go directly to Yachi, taking a piece of the fruit. But the objective was another, gossip. Did you notice that? Of course they know what he was talking about. It wasn't his serve, but someone. Yachi and Hinata nodded repeatedly. Tsukishima-kun is definitely angry. Especially when he looks to Kuroo-san. And he's more aggressive at court. But just with the Nikos and Fukurodani. Because Bakudo was with them last night. Kuroo always play with him and Akashi Kenma suddenly show up at Yaki's side. In sequence, Akashi come closer. What you talking about? You know that Kuroo likes the glasses guy, right? Tsukishima-kun. They nodded. Well, it's fucking obvious. What about that? Kenma look annoyed at him. He likes back. It wasn't even a question. What a terrible taste. You like Bakudo. Really? Akashi blush, and then shrugs. I have a thing for himbos. Okay, but Kuroo-san is going to ask him out. Not really, out. But for lunch. Really. But yesterday. We know. That's the problem, Tasuki is mad. He probably will not tell Kuroo-san to fuck off because he's older. Akashi giggled, calling the attention of a lot of people, even Bakudo in the other side of the room. He could, Kuroo-san don't care about these things. Okay, guys, focus. Kuroo-san asked for my help. I shouldn't tell you, but we gonna have barbecue for lunch. What? Really? He was almost jumping again. Anyway, Kuroo-san asked for me to order the cake, but with the barbecue, it won't be a problem, it will be really noised, so Tasuki will run after getting his food and he doesn't like meat that much. They stopped, thinking for a moment. Where's Kuroo-san? He said he was going to talk with the Karasuno cap. Why? Say sorry for making Tsukishima mad. He looks to Akashi. What you want with him? Talk about his chemistry flirts and how not get punched by his crush. Oh, he came back. After that, Kenma points to Kuroo, that was walking inside. Bakudo runs to him and Lev approached them. Akashi walked calm, to them, and with a small smile, and sweet words, he took Kuroo all way without anyone suspect anything or Bakudo following them. Incredible. Yeah. Why you setters are all like that? Like what? Dooming people on court, even out. Like magic. We don't. Kenma, if you smile and tell me the sky is purple, I will believe it. Totally. If any of the setters tell me that sharks can fly, I will probably believe. It's all because the pretty faces, and sweet voices. And the way they move. And they're hot too. Could easily tame the world. Kenma blinked, shocked and speechless. Y'all crazy. Oh. But is kind true? I do it on purpose a lot of times. They flinched. Shuga just show up behind Kenma in a blink of an eye. The Neko quickly moved to behind Hinata and Yachi, hiding there. Shuga-san, senpai. Sorry, didn't want to scare you. He says more to Kenma than the rest. The blonde just nodded. It's okay. Shuga smiled, relief. Yamaguchi, can we talk? Why? It's about last night. What about last night? The phone call. Me sending messages before sleep. I'm sorry if I bothered you. I didn't want to. No, it's okay. I just wanted to know if Oikawa was okay. You look really disturbed last night. Yamaguchi blinked, suddenly having all the memories of last night running through his mind. He quickly managed to answer Shuga questions. Oh. Well, by what Iwaizumi-san and him said, it wasn't nothing serious. It's just he already has a previous injury on his knee, and he got hurt again and wasn't giving the attention it needs. Oh, I understand. Please tell him we hope he got well soon. I will. He smiled. He would, when he had the courage to send another message after confessing and being ignored. Let's start again, guys. Daichi started calling the team. Shuga waved to them and go first. Eclair signed to them finish the watermelon first. They look at each other, and sighed. But seriously, what is due about the barbecue? Ya gonna start making before our matches end, right? Him and Hinata finally fished YHE watermelon, leaving the husks and seeds on Yaki's plate. Just a bit early, so you don't need to wait too much. Just take what comes first, tell one of Fukurodana's Maganer, they will help ya. She looked to the small clock on her arm. I need to go prepare the picnic. Have a good match. She runs away, leaving them. Kenma waved and goes to his team. Hinata and Yamaguchi do the same. Tadashi was wondering if everything was going to be fine, and not just the lunch for Kuroo and Tsukishima, but his friendship with Oikawa. He read his messages or not, because he was really upset with him hugging up on him. Or maybe, he didn't have time. Or he read it but don't want to talk to him, or maybe he go everything wrong again. Oikawa Toru. Oikawa arrived in Tokyo at 3 p.m., and started his journey to find where the Nakoma High was. It took almost 1 hour to finally be on the gates of the school. The gates are open, and he saw a lot of vans on the parking lot. First, he calls Yachi, because Yama was not an option and Hinata would never respond on time. Oikawa's phone. Little Blondie. Calling. Fortunately, when he called, Hitoka was with the others' managers, drinking water, so she grabbed her phone thinking it was her mother. Help me Hitoka-chan. I'm at Nekoma's gate. And she ended up spitting out water in surprise, almost choking. Kyoko helped her, bringing some tissues. You what? Yeah, can you help me make a surprise for Yama? I'm going there right now. Coming where? Hitoka-chan. Hitoka didn't respond, she just turned around and runs. God, she never run so much on her life. And of course, the others with her come right after, worried something had happened. For Oikawa, he walked in the school and laid his back on the walls, his knee hurting bad for the long time sighted on the train and the walk to find the school. Maybe he should have grabbed his crutches. He sighed in relief when he put the weight of his body just on the other knee. Oikawa-san. Oikawa look up. Hitoka was running to him. Hi. He waved, smiling. When the blonde and the others' managers finally arrived, he smiled to the others' girls. Hi. Sorry for making Hitoka-chan and you guys run. Kyoko looked at him, and to his obvious injury knee, Oikawa tried to hide it with his bag. Yachi was panting, sucking in air to finally speak. Who's this Hitoka-chan? You boyfriend. Hitoka frowned and Toru giggled. I think Hitoka-chan is really pretty, but I came here for a boy instead. Yukie and Kaori started asking questions, like, how was, when did they meet and etc. It's because Yams hung up on you. What? Oikawa frowned, confused. What? Oh my god, he didn't told you. Told what? Oikawa chuckled, disbelieved. He asked me if we could date. He what? Hitoka was so disbelieved that Oikawa need to show her his phone. Hitoka and the others need 5 minutes to ready everything, and it looks like all of them have decided something. Let's go, girls. They nodded, in agreement. Go where? To the Mission Cupid Pt.7. Yachi puts a hand on his shoulder. You didn't want help. So shut up and just accept. Toru blinked, unbelieved, thinking on where he put himself into when asked for Yaki's help.